So these are the megatrends that are overarching everything that's going on right now, and I think they're pretty accurate. So how do you know how to take what's going on there and apply it in your business and in your marketing? Well, when you think about how trends come about, they come about as a result of basic needs and wants that we've got. When those basic needs meet innovations that are happening, like the Ubers and the Airbnbs, and the drivers of change, the things that are going on in the social undercurrents that are making things change, it creates expectation gaps. This is my favorite kind of thing to talk about, the trends. I love automation and I love marketing hacks and all that stuff, but looking at around the corner to see what's coming next, I think it's essential to staying ahead of the competition, and it's also incredibly interesting. And this session has evolved because when Russ first told me about it, it was going to be trends, and then he named it Tomorrow's Campaigns Today. And so when I was looking about a month ago at putting everything together for it, and I said, well, tomorrow's campaigns today, if I just tell you about trends or how to spot trends, then that's not really going to tell you how to do the campaigns that everybody's going to be running tomorrow. So how about if I just go and figure out what those things are likely to be and share that with you, because I think that'd be a whole lot more exciting. So that's why I love this so much. So I'm going to start with a look at the 16 megatrends that trendwatching.com says are the trends. And just briefly, I won't spend a whole lot of time on them, but this is kind of where they say the megatrends, there are lots of little trends under this, but this is where the sentiment of humanity is these days, in seeking status, not in terms so much anymore physical status or thing status like cars and houses and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, that's kind of falling out because you have Airbnb and you have Uber and things like that. So the sharing economy is replacing the things, but the status is becoming how many followers do you have and how many views do you have and how many likes does your post get? And that's what's starting to make us feel validated. And then betterment, just moving ourselves ahead and evolving as human beings, human brands, looking at influencer marketing and things like that. Better business, meaning business that is sensitive to the environment and the people that work with it and the customers that it serves. Universe, a focus on yourself. Local love, that's Brexit and Donald Trump, nationalism, that kind of stuff. Love it or not. Ubitech is ubiquitous tech, meaning that tech is in every part of our lives now. You've got the Internet of Things taking over. You've got everything communicating with everything. Infolust, obviously, we're all crazy for information. The Playsumers is the gamification of as many things as possible. Ephemeral, Snapchat, things that are quick and we don't have 2 seconds of attention. Fuzzynomics is kind of blending economics with social good. Pricing pandemonium is the disruption of pricing by all of the new tech things that are coming out, all of the players that are really shaking up the pricing in different markets. Helpful is being helpful to your fellow person. Joining is trying to find communities and getting together with folks. Post-demographic is really interesting because, and this is something we talk a lot about at Native Commerce and Digital Marketer now, is that traditional demographics of this is a 55-year-old African-American person who's in this part of the country, and therefore they're going to like this. That's really not as accurate anymore as we have all gotten more connected through Facebook and through the Ubitech. And then remapped, because the internet has brought everything closer together and we're able to have so much more information about the rest of the world. So these are the megatrends that are overarching everything that's going on right now, and I think they're pretty accurate. So how do you know how to take what's going on there and apply it in your business and in your marketing? Well, when you think about how trends come about, they come about as a result of basic needs and wants that we've got. When those basic needs meet innovations that are happening, like the Ubers and the Airbnbs, and the drivers of change, the things that are going on in the social undercurrents that are making things change, it creates expectation gaps. If we can fill those expectation gaps with innovations, be it marketing or product, then we're ahead of the game, right? And a new expectation about a basic human need or want, driven by shifts like urban transition, aging populations, climate change, and triggers like oil spills or new technology or political events, right, that create innovations, which are startups and new products and services and experiences and marketing campaigns, then that's where we end up. So ever higher customer expectations applied ruthlessly to every purchase or decision. This is what you're dealing with in your market and your marketing. You need to address this. And rising quality, expectations that things are going to be better, a positive impact on the world, and personal expression, which are basically bits and pieces of those 16 megatrends that we talked about. And this is an interesting illustration of that. This is the chart for Uber of how willing someone is to wait for a ride from Uber, how long somebody's willing to wait. When Uber first enters a territory, they did a study in 2013, the average person was willing to wait about 7 minutes before canceling. Just 1 year later, 5 minutes was too long, right? And I get upset if I have to wait about 3 minutes for Uber now. So that's what the expectation gap is, right? So what do you do to take advantage of this? Well, this is something that trendwatching.com puts out, which is ideation for the trend watching canvas. And I'm just going to show you this really quick. The slides, again, will be available for you, so you can fill this out for your own business or your own client. But it asks you to list 5 trends that are relevant to your brand and then brainstorm new innovations by combining trends. What's the vision and what new products and services could be developed, and then put them on this canvas. And here's a completed one for one, just so that you have an idea, right? So the trend in this case was motivated mindlessness, and the basic needs, those balloons that we talked about before, were self-improvement, sense of achievement, and information. We had drivers of change like artificial intelligence and image recognition, health as a lifestyle. What's the inspiration for this? VI personal training devices and intelligent eating assistants. And then what are the expectations that people are starting to have as a result of these things? Then you look at the target, what are the things that you think you can innovate and who for, and then you come up with your innovations. So I just think this is a really great framework for you to take and use as you design your marketing campaigns going forward and as you design your products. So resources that I like to look at for this, trendwatching.com, Trend Hunter, PFSK, Cassandra.co, Springwise, JWT Intelligence, and also the Wall Street Journal Digital Tech and Trend Report. Those are, to me, the best sources of this kind of stuff.